Trying. It says we're
It says,
live.
it says we're recording.
It says we're live.
You can't fix this in post. We're live. It's
Ah.
here. No.
No, it says welcome to our live show.
Well, that's no way to welcome our friends to our live show. You could do better than that. Come on, John. Put some feeling in it. Welcome our friends to our live show.
No, I see it. I'm fine tuning here. Oh man, I closed the chat.
Well, we want to chat. We want our friends to be able to tell us how awesome we're doing.
We're just getting started here. Just getting
right.
started this YouTube thing. Hold on. Bear with me. I fixed this in post.
Yes.
I just want to make sure we have the chat up.
Friends watching while John does all this corrections, you might notice that only 2/3 of us are here. Andy is working hard to keep us all warm in Florida as it's very cold. So you're stuck with just us. But this means it's going to be one of my mom's favorite episodes because there's more Sid time.
All right, good deal. Listen, we got if you ain't a Gator podcast with us in the chat, I just put it on the IG that we're live. So this is how we're gonna roll. You ready to go?
I'm always ready.
All right. So remember, I'm gonna do an introduction,
Okay.
and then we're gonna roll. So
let's do it.
All right.
Introduce.
Yes, January 15th, 2026. All for the Gators podcast. I'm your host, John Spano, and we got some departures to talk about. We got some breaking news regarding the transfer portal. We'll talk new Gator resolutions and maybe who we're excited about, all coming up. And we got a new jingle. Are you ready?
Jingles. I dig it. Let's hear it.
All right.
I love this.
Are you digging it?
I love this. This feels like it should be in Peacemaker intro. Have you seen on HBO Max Peacemaker? Very
No, I
much
have
into the Hair Nation. Quality stuff. All right.
Yeah, it was good. You like it? Sid's
I
approval?
like that. I like that. That's straight out of the Hair Nation vibe. That's totally perfect. On brand. Dig it.
All right, good. I talked about some of the things we're going to get to, but let's kick it off with this. Sid, you're our resident hoops expert, so why don't you give us a little Gator hoops update?
Oh my goodness. Well, the Gators are finally acting like defending champs. We've had a really good week. 3 quality wins, including over 2 ranked opponents, Georgia and Tennessee. Also clobbered Oklahoma in there, not quite as impressive. But this is a really good run they're on here, really starting to take form. They've won 3 in a row, 7 out of 8 altogether. But the big news is huge game this Saturday. The only time we play Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt presently the highest ranked team in the conference. I mean, it's early. There's 5 teams who are 3-1. So in that regards, it's, we're all kind of clustered together and that'll sort itself out. But this is the only matchup against Vandy, and it is in Nashville. So this is huge. So Gator Nation, you got to check this out Saturday at 2 p.m. It's on ESPN. Huge a showcase game for us to get a quality win and get a statement as we prepare for the big dance coming up not too far down the road.
Is Vandy ranked?
They are presently ranked number 10.
Okay.
Which makes it a really good showing. That's good. I mean, we had some earlier games in the season, which were early, so take it for what you will. But we lost some close ones to number 4 Duke by 1. It was real tough. To number 5 UConn by 4. Another close game that we were in late, just didn't go well. And Arizona number 13 early in the season. So we've had a strong schedule and we've had good showings. It's not like we're getting blown out by any good teams, but really, this would be a great opportunity to get a huge statement win early in conference play. And again, with the SEC expanding, having so many teams, it is the only game against Vandy, unless, of course, we face them in the SEC tournament. So this is a huge opportunity to separate ourselves. But presently, there's a big logjam. There are 5 teams who are 3-1. Vanderbilt, 16-1 overall, so I guess technically we should say them first. They are number 10, and they've only lost one game all year. Pretty good. Missouri, Arkansas, Texas A&M are also 3-1 with us. So that sort of thing will sort of sort itself out in the next week or two, though, as some more games are played in conference. But this is the time of year that's fun, into the heart of the schedule and getting ready for the big SEC tournament in a few weeks.
All right. So it seems like we're sort of hitting our stride. I know we lost a couple games close early on.
Yeah.
But these last few games on the road that we've pretty handled, it seems like we're hitting a stride. Would you say that?
It feels good. I mean, obviously, in the beginning of the season, we had some players who went on to the NBA. We brought in some new players, so I think Coach was kind of working in getting the proper lineups together and more, figuring out who works well together. But returning stars, Thomas Hahn, Alex Condon playing really, really well together. Consistently playing big inside. And speaking of bigs, and I apologize because I'm probably going to mispronounce his name terribly, but Big Ruben Shinyulu playing center. Getting 10 rebounds a game. And, in college to get 10 rebounds a game, that's a really big deal because they're only playing 40 minutes. So, he's definitely a force inside. We got a really, really big man who's not getting too many minutes, but the crowd does cheer for him late in the game all the way, too. So maybe we'll get opportunity to see him on the floor as well.
How's Vandy getting so good? Like, do they have some billionaires there in South Carolina near Vandy that's pumping some money into the program?
Vandy is kind of like a laughing stock in football, but they are pretty consistent in basketball. I mean, not to the extent of us. I mean, we got 3 national championships. They're not, in our weight class, but Vandy does consistently send teams to the tourney. They've had some good players over the years. But this team looks pretty strong. I mean, they're as high as 10, and they are the highest ranked SEC team for now. That's why Saturday is such a huge game.
All right, good deal. Thank you, Sid.
Yeah.
So, and I know Vandy's always been good at baseball. They've always had solid ball clubs on the baseball field.
They are. It's the football they're lacking. They're minus a little Jay Cutler here and there. They haven't really had too much on the gridiron.
Right. Well, I wanted to go into another segment, and we're missing our third wheel. Andy couldn't make it tonight, but we're still going to do it, and it's called Hit or Miss.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay, so Hit or Miss is when we talk about our last show and we hit on something or we missed on something. So we have some weeks we might have one or the other or both or neither. This week we have both.
Okay.
So that means last week we had a hit and a miss.
All right. I wonder if we're thinking the same on this. So interesting.
The hit was Andy predicting DJ to go to Baylor when he was visiting FSU.
He nailed
it.
He nailed it.
Yeah, according to CBS Sports, just recently, within the past hour or so, they are finalizing a deal. So it's verbal. It's not official on paper yet, but they are, according to CBS Sports, they are finalizing the deal. It should be announced, pretty soon. So DJ Lagway to Baylor. Andy predicted that last episode.
That's our inside man. He's got the scoop.
We had a miss. So when we were talking about Baugh and some of his accomplishments, Sid, you mentioned his 4-touchdown game against Kentucky.
I missed. It was 5 touchdowns.
It was 5 touchdowns.
I sold him. I didn't give him enough credit. It was 5 touchdowns. All right, that one's on me.
And,
sorry, Jaden. Come back on the show and I'll apologize in person. Friends of the show, I got to get that right. That's not cool.
We even had him on the
right
episode.
after. We were very excited. Exactly. Yeah, he put up a 5 spot, and I just gave him a 4-bagger. That my bad. I'm sorry, JB. All me. Please, my fault.
Oh man.
Yes.
So there's even that famous picture of him where he's
holding up to 5.
Yeah. All right. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, Sid, but we had a hit and we had a miss.
But I don't want to go away from that. So now that it is absolutely official, my miss we could leave aside. Yeah, I blew it. Okay, but I want to talk a little bit more about DJ. So it's official. We got 2 years out of DJ. What do you think? What are your 20 years from now when we talk about the DJ Lagway era? What are you going to remember? Or is it going to be disappointing? Is it? Or I mean, he can't. he had some excitement in that first season, when our expectations were low, which was the reason that we were disappointed because he raised the expectations for year two. So, what's obviously it's still a little fresh, but like if we could kind of take like that mile high view of it, where do you think we're going to see DJ in the pantheon of quarterbacks, or does it matter how well he does in Baylor? Is that a factor in it? If he goes on and he's a badass there, is that going to make it like sting a little more?
Let me say this, and this is how I feel about the situation, because I thought about it earlier. I didn't know you were going to ask me that, in all honesty, but I did think about it
Got
earlier.
to keep you on your toes. Okay.
And I felt this way about it. We all, right, Gator Nation, fell in love with what DJ Lagway was supposed to be,
It's true.
right?
Seemed like a great guy too, donating a lot of his money, like being real supportive of other
great
like
kid.
athletes. Like seemed like a great guy and seemed to really love being part of the Gator family.
And lit up Texas high school football. I mean, the biggest high school football state, arguably.
For sure.
Player of the year. And we, of course, we're always looking for that next Tim Tebow, just like the Bulls always looking for the next Michael Jordan sort of thing, and it's never going to happen. But it's like now, he's talking to Old Miss, he's dancing with Old Miss, he's going to sign with Baylor, and it's like, I don't know, it's like what it's like seeing an ex-girlfriend hanging out with another dude. Does that make sense?
Totally. But then it also depends on how it ended with the ex-girlfriend. If it's like one of those, like it's going to be a friend, you got Elaine and Jerry, maybe you're happy for her. Hey, didn't work for us. I'm glad you found someone. But if it's someone you're still like, man, look at her over there with him, that makes it feel worse. So, I wish him well, but I guess I don't wish him too well.
Exactly. So I think what he accomplishes at Baylor is going to be irrelevant, really, after Coach Summerall and the plethora of talent he is bringing into the program. I really think DJ is going to be an afterthought, unfortunately.
I think he might be like our former ETN, who we were so excited about as a freshman and had such optimism, kind of like DJ too, kind of like the potential of what it could be, and then left us and went to Georgia. I guess Baylor's a little easier to stomach than going to Georgia, so we'll give DJ credit there.
He's following daddy,
Yeah, and legacy. So I could get that. He tried his best and came here to Gainesville for reasons, not necessarily his fault. I mean, I think it's very obvious he was injured or was just not properly. He wasn't playing like he was at the beginning of the year as he was in the year before.
Sure.
And for whatever reason, they just never really got on the same page together, and the offense didn't look right. But I was thinking, you say how we're waiting for the next Tebow, or like the Bulls are waiting for the next Jordan. We don't even need the necessarily next Tebow. Can we get the next Kyle Trask?
Well, hold on. Before we move on,
okay,
we were going to talk about this later, but you brought up DJ, so let's just go to it.
Let's do it.
I had a question I was going to pose to you and Andy, so I'm going to pose it to you and the chat room, who is, if you ain't a Gator podcast, and my son is also in there.
Excellent.
We're not really lighting it up in the chat room yet, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So let's talk about, here's the question. Who is the biggest disappointment? And I don't mean that in terms of skill-wise. I'm not taking shots at these guys. Just what we expected of them and the results we got, right? Who was the biggest disappointment? Jeff Driscoll, Anthony Richardson, or DJ Lagway?
All right. So let's kind of talk through it.
Okay.
Jeff Driscoll, solid, not one of the all-time great Gators, but definitely had a good run there. His teams were more prominently defense oriented, and he was, I hate to say it because it sounds like it's demeaning, but more of like an offensive game manager, although he did it pretty effectively. There was the promise, because he started young, that if he would grow into it and continue to ascend, but he kind of plateaued. Not that there's anything poor. I mean, he played well, but I think he kind of came short of the expectations, maybe they were unrealistic expectations because of how he started. Now,
Anthony Richardson sort of fell into the same boat as DJ with chronic injuries, underperforming, bad decisions.
he definitely could have stood to stay in college a little longer. I think that would have benefited him and the Gators if he got another season in.
So you think if he would have stayed, he would have turned it around?
I'd like to think he would have had the opportunity. I mean, think about when I think about him, there were like two particular plays that just were like, wow, and only so many people on the planet can do. He had like one bomb pass, I believe it was against Utah, that was like the ball was in the air like 55, 60 yards, and he caught the receiver in stride. It was like, oh my gosh. And then he had another.
Felipe Franks did that too. Didn't make him.
That's
Danny
true.
Didn't make him Danny Werfel.
But at the same time, then he had another play where he ran for like a 60-yard run, and he looked like Lamar Jackson out there, and he did it. So, now, that was the promise, but it never really came together. At the same time, there were plays where there was a receiver who would be 10 yards in front of the line who was in space, and he would throw it a little behind him or one hop him. So it seemed like Anthony Richardson was able to do the amazing play that only like the top tier quarterbacks can play, but he kind of struggled with the more average play. And you know, if you're making a highlight reel, Anthony Richardson looks like an all-time great when you just look at his best stuff. But throughout the whole course of a game and a season, there were fundamental things. Not that I could have done any better. I'm not a quarterback by any measure, but just how you see how it goes. And it seems to have followed him into Indianapolis as well. He kind of struggles with the accuracy. He kind of struggles locking in on one receiver a little too long. And in the NFL, that there's such a margin of there because the quality of the defense is so strong.
Sure.
So it feels like he had the tools, but a lot of quarterbacks like him, when they play under 20 starts in college, when they get to the NFL, they're not prepared. Which is why I get back to I think he would have definitely benefited from coming back for another year. Now, the Gators didn't exactly light the world on fire the year after, so who knows? He did get to be a top 5 pick, and financially he's secure in ways that you wouldn't have if he came back and didn't do as well, and maybe was an early second round pick. Maybe it would have given him a longer career arc in the NFL, but it certainly wouldn't have gotten him that paycheck. Being a top 5 player, you get some serious guaranteed money there. So I'm sure I like to live my life with no regrets. Hopefully he doesn't regret his decision. But I would have loved to have had the opportunity to see him in orange and blue a little longer. And then that brings us to DJ, who, as we've talked about, he showed so much promise with that his first season. That schedule was such a bear. It felt like we were dogs every week, and we were losing nail biters to superior teams, and we were then beating superior teams. And by the end of the season, we were really cruising and felt like we were going to ride that momentum and take the next step. And really, the whole thing seemed to fall apart in that damn USF game. We had, I feel like I'm exaggerating, but I thought I remember there were like 3 touchdowns in that game that we scored that were called back for a penalty or one or another. And we just couldn't get out of our own way. And that they never really got their season on track as a result of it. And USF's no slouch. They beat some other ranked teams and were a good team. But coming into the swamp with the expectations of the season, I think the season really never stood a chance when we didn't get that game. Like that was a game that we kind of needed with all the hard games that came to follow.
So let me give you some numbers. Okay.
Please.
Here is Jeff Driscoll. Okay.
Okay.
His career at UF: 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, 20 interceptions.
How many starts? Put you on the spot. Sorry.
No, 29 games played. I'm
Okay.
not sure how many he got starts out of those.
That's good. 20. So that's a good amount. So he certainly had an opportunity on the field. And
Hold on.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson: 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Okay. 24 games played.
Okay.
DJ Lagway, 24 games played. So we're talking even here.
Okay.
4,100 yards, almost 4,200 yards,
Nice.
28 touchdowns, but here it is, 23 interceptions. A lot of mistakes.
That's not looking at all. It's only interceptions too. There were some fumbles in there as well. Now, are those stats including some of the rushing game? Because Driscoll, was pretty mobile with his feet, or that was just for passing purposes.
That was just passing.
Okay.
Just passing.
Okay.
But here's an asterisk for you. for Jeff Driscoll, he went and played at Louisiana Tech. Do you remember that? His last year, he transferred out. He threw.
I did remember he transferred away, but I would have never guessed Louisiana Tech was where it went. So I can't pretend I knew that. No.
And that year in 2015, he threw for 4,033 yards, 27 touchdowns.
Yeah. He's still on an NFL roster now. The guy's a quarterback.
I guess we didn't just have the talent around him, I guess, to pick him up.
Well, that was not our strongest stable of offensive weapons in his era, but very good defense, and there were a lot of close, exciting games. If I remember correctly, in the Driscoll era, wasn't that when we were struggling with the kicking too, where we were almost going for it on fourth downs, like on every play, because the kicking, if it wasn't 30 yards, we pretty much had to go for it. So, that kind of stacked it against them too a little.
All right, so DJ. He's looking like he's gonna sign on the dotted line for Baylor any moment now. So let's look at the transfer portal. Let's do a little review.
Okay.
Excuse me. Let me get set up here. Here we go. Do we want to do it by position? Is that how we want to do it?
Yeah, that seems like an easy way to organize it. Sure.
Okay. So here we go. All right. Well, that didn't put it by position.
Okay, so go with what you got.
Hold on here.
It's a live show, friends.
One more time. No, it didn't. So we're just going to go down in order. How about that?
Let's do it.
So the most recent transfer portal activity that we've had, and this one just came out. I mean, literally right when we came on the air almost.
Oh, breaking news.
From Baylor, we got Samu Tamanu Pepe. Wow. He is 6'3", 375 defensive lineman, obviously. I believe he will be a run stopper.
Wow. Okay. Was it like a trade? Did we get a second round pick? We sent them Lagway and we got this guy to like a conditional third or something?
Maybe they worked out a deal. I don't know, but he came from Baylor.
Okay.
This next one hurts a little bit.
All right.
That we lost. We knew he was going to enter the portal. Jacoby Jackson. Is heading to the Ohio State.
Okay.
So I see a good amount of success opportunity there for him.
Certainly. A lot of competition to get on the field, though. That's
sure.
Good squad. So I'm sure promises must have been made.
All right, so there's a ton of transfer portal. It's like the Wild Wild West. When we talk about the transfer portal, I want to have a sound that sounds like the Wild Wild West.
There you go.
Something like that,
the,
right?
The good, the bad, and the ugly Metallica intro, right? Yeah. We're fired up.
So I'm looking at 3 stars here, tackle, edge, that we're losing. One of them, do you remember Brian Taylor from the Yankees?
Of course. Pitcher.
Early 90s. He was
he blew out his arm. It was like blew out his arm or something in a fight. He got in a fight or something.
Yep. He was tabbed. He was tabbed the next Doc Gooden.
Right.
In the early 90s, and the Yankees gave him, I think, like $1.5 million signing bonus.
It was the most at the time. It was like records.
Right.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he was playing right next, like 10 minutes away from us in Fort Lauderdale Stadium for the Fort Lauderdale Yankees, their A team, single A team. So this is his son, Brian Taylor, 6'5", 290.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
oh,
but
wow. Very cool.
He entered the transfer portal, so we're losing him.
Okay.
Edge rusher. So here's a 3-star we're getting from UCLA, Kanye Clark, safety.
Good. I actually saw that. I think he was very highly rated. One of the safeties that we got in the transfer portal was like the top 3 at the position. So that's a good signing. Maybe the next in our long line of big hitting safeties. That'd be great.
So Thaddeus Bullard, the WWE wrestler and spokesman, all-around celebrity, has 2 sons playing for the Gators. He has one on the team, and now his other son, TJ Bullard, is coming over from UCF. He's a linebacker, 6'1", 200. Here's another one that'll hurt because we really wanted to see him on the field in the swamp. Treyon Webb, running back. He's going to a team that has a big A.
Hey,
Is that Appalachian
hey,
State? I don't even know, but he's leaving us.
he's leaving us. Oh,
He got hurt. He was playing a little bit, then he got hurt and was never able to get back on the field.
and friend of the show, Jaden Baugh is pretty awesome, so he's not ceding too many carries. So if you're a running back, I guess I can understand getting wandering eyes there because he definitely has his grip on that backfield and trench there.
All right, we're losing Marcus Mescal, offensive tackle, 3-star to Georgia State. I mean, we'll talk about the linemen that we're getting from Penn State. And
Interesting choices by some of these players going from like a top SEC school to Georgia State. I remember when that was founded, like within the last 20 years, that there wasn't they didn't even have a football program when we were Gators.
so we got a punter is coming in, Miller Feely,
Okay,
punter, 3-star punter. He's coming in. But tight end situation, let's talk about that for a second because Hayden Hansen left. And then with the offensive coordinator that we got from Georgia Tech, we got a lot of those Georgia Tech guys coming over. And one of them is their big tight end, Luke Harpring, 6'3", 215. And when he announced he was coming, Tony Livingston said, see ya. He entered the transfer portal. So we're swapping around tight ends here. Another big commit, Eric Singleton Jr., wide receiver from Auburn, 4-star. I was
Nice.
surprised when we signed this guy because our wide receiver room
got a
is
pretty good crowded room already. Yeah,
ridiculous. So
always room for 4 stars though. We can make that work.
sure.
So, do we know? Like, obviously, we've had great tight ends, many of them on the show. Do we know if the new offense is tight end friendly? Like, was that a part of what they were bringing in, or what? I
I don't know. I didn't watch any Georgia Tech games, so
Yeah, fair enough.
you got me. Go listen to a Georgia Tech podcast.
Okay, fair enough. Yes.
All right.
Did they still have Megatron? Okay, no, I'm a little behind.
Eric Bieniemy in the backfield. All right. Wide receiver Nashawn Montgomery. We're losing to Missouri. He was a 3-star at a Miami Central. Harrison Moore, 6'5", 230, offensive lineman coming over from Georgia Tech. Offensive tackle from Stanford, 6'4.5", 270. Emeka Ugorji is coming over. I don't want to go through every single one of these.
Sounds like a lot of big bodies, though.
It is saying Lagway to Baylor already
It's in there. It's
on
official.
3.com.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm looking for Cam Dooley from Kentucky, another big time safety, 6'2", 195,
Good.
coming over to us. We're losing some to LSU here. Aiden Mizell, losing him to UCLA. Wide receiver, of course. Micah Mays, wide receiver, coming over from Wake Forest. Eugene Wilson, Trey Wilson, we're losing to LSU.
Boy, it seems like we need to get to know our new Gators. There's a lot of turnover.
Jordan Castell,
Okay.
safety. He's going to Kentucky.
Oh,
So here's a tricky one. We are getting a running back, London Montgomery, from East Carolina. And if you look at his highlights, he looks pretty good. So
big guy goal line back or more of a speedster?
no, 5'10", 185.
Oh, okay.
So he's not too small.
No.
But he's got some nice highlights there on YouTube, London Montgomery. So check them out. Running back coming over from Mizzou.
Excellent.
Andy mentioned this guy last episode, Emmanuel Ayabadejo,
Okay.
6'7", 315, defensive lineman.
Excellent.
Yeah, coming over.
Couple big bodies coming on the line. That's what we need. Win those
yeah.
battles in the trenches. That's what we've been lacking.
Yeah, here's one of the Penn State linemen we're getting. Coach Troutwine's coming back home to the swamp, and he's bringing some linemen with him.
Good. They make good linemen in Pennsylvania. We'll take them.
Egan Boyer, 6'8", 302.
Like it.
We'll take it. We got a couple kickers coming in. Patrick Durkin's coming in from Tulane, and he's interested in the show, coming on the show. So maybe we'll have Patrick on.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah, at some point soon.
Looking forward to that. New friends of the show.
Aaron Philo coming over from Georgia Tech, the quarterback, of course, Georgia's all-time leading passer for the state of Georgia in high school. Here's another Penn State offensive lineman. You're a big Penn State fan. Why aren't you saying anything?
That was my dad's school. He got his master's at Penn State. Tells me all the time his first year there was the year Capoletti won the Heisman. Penn State was my favorite school before I was a Gator, but it's not the same to be enthusiastic about Penn State anymore. I don't want to bring up negative stuff, but there's still a little bit of a stain. Yeah.
All right. Oh, we had Scott Cohen's in the chat, and he said he approves the Doc Gooden reference from the
Excellent.
Brian Taylor.
All right, Scotty, welcome to the party, buddy.
Let's see. Who else do we need to mention? Let's see. We got another safety. We got the punter. I feel like I went through these already.
All right. Well, it sounds like we have a lot of new friends to get to know as we prepare for the season.
And we lost Katie Daniels, another running back. So we're losing running backs. We're gaining running backs. We got Baugh. I think we'll be okay. Did I miss anybody big?
It sounds like you hit all the hot ones to me. I guess we'll have a clearer picture of where everybody is in their and the pecking order come Orange Blue game here in a month or so.
Who, out of all the ones that we just mentioned and we talked about, who are you most excited about? Or is there anybody you're excited about in that list?
Well, I guess, is it lame to say the quarterback? The guy's coming in as, I miss Coach Spurrier and the fun and gun. I'd love to have a quarterback who's opening it up for us. So if this guy's, Georgia has had some really good quarterbacks over the year. If he's the best one that's ever played in the state of Georgia in high school, welcome to Florida, good sir. We're happy to come on down. Well, welcome to your neighbors to the south. We're happy to have you. So, and obviously, if he takes off, then he's going to bring a lot of those other transfers with him because he's got to get the ball in the hands of these playmakers. So I'm sorry I'm going chalk, but I feel like if the quarterback is right, then everything else will fall into place. So my hope is that's the one that hits.
I'm going to piggyback on that, and I'm going to say I'm most excited about all the offensive linemen.
Okay.
Because if they get that right, then the
Jaden
quarterback
can get another 5 touchdown game, and then our new quarterback will have 5.
I see what you did there. Good callback. Good callback. Hey, let's finish with this. It's the new year, and we're not going to talk about our New Year's resolutions, but let's talk about new Gator resolutions. How about that? We got a new coach.
Okay.
We got half a new roster coming in.
Seems like it.
Coaching staff, OC. I really do wonder what the turnover percentage is of the roster.
You know what, though? This kind of makes it that much more exciting, though, because it really is like a blank slate. I really don't know what to expect. I just want to see it. So, are we going to be a run-heavy team? Are we going to be an open offense? Are we going to be like a team that gets short fields, forcing turnovers? Are we going to how's the special teams going to be? We've had seasons totally derailed from lack of kicking in the past. So there's. I'm just curious to see how it all comes together. I'm optimistic and hopeful, but I'm in a complete show me. I don't know what to expect.
So here we go. New Gators resolutions.
Let's hear it.
For the new season, the new roster, the new coach. What's your one resolution for the Gators to do differently this next season? And Andy's not here.
Yeah. Get off to a good start. I don't want any early season home losses to any unranked teams. I want winning home games. I want to get off to a good start and build momentum and be a strong team. Hopefully playing towards the SEC champion by the end of the year. Definitely beating Florida State. That's what I'm pulling for. I want a good start. I do not want to dig ourselves in a hole and then have some moral victories at the end of the year. I want to be in it. I want meaningful games into Halloween. That's what I'm thinking.
Fair enough. And
you think that's realistic? Is that a realistic expectation?
I really don't know. And I really don't want to have any expectations.
That's half the fun of it, right? Because we really don't know. We
Like all these players coming in to the portal. I don't care how big, how fast, how strong, how many stars they are, until they produce results in the orange and blue, I'm not going to get excited. I'm just not.
I think we've been a little spoiled with our success, which is awesome. It's a wonderful thing to have. But I think the fans are pretty quick to jump the coach and immediately, as soon as everything goes wrong, fire the coach. I hope that Gator Nation will be patient and give our new coach a chance. And I'm excited and optimistic, cautiously optimistic, hopeful that we get on the right track. But I like at the first drop pass or the first like time we don't get off the field on a 3rd and short or something like that. I don't want to see planes flying over to fire the coach. Let's give him a chance to get his program in place before we come to any rash judgment. That's easier said than done because Gator Nation, we are very passionate, reasonable, not necessarily always the case, but very passionate. So I hope the Gator Nation as a whole though will be patient as we see what we have to work with on the new regime.
Okay. My new Gator resolution will be no screen passes on 3rd and long. How about that? That's our new Gator resolution for Coach Sumrall.
Love it.
No screen passes on 3rd and long.
Yes.
Damn it.
Yes.
Yeah. So can we end with that?
I think we're on the same page. We want offenses that we can be excited about, and that'll take care of both of our resolutions together.
All right,
our Venn
sounds
diagram overlaps.
I like it. There we go. I got another new Gator resolution.
Let's hear it.
How about Andy shows up for a show?
Leaving them out in the cold. Just working on the cold front. Oh my.
Scott Cohen says, "Get back to 500 and be competitive in the big SEC games." Love it.
I can get behind that plan, Scotty.
That's a good way to end it.
Okay. Scott, keep bringing that good info there. Next time Andy don't show up, we might have a 3rd guest, huh?
Go Gators.
Go Gators.